Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1964 Royal Aristocrat vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top are the margins, and you just push them down like this and move them. And I'm going to put it on the edge of each side, about the length of a full page. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, skip it back to the beginning. It skips 1, 1.5, or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want 1.5, you just flip the switch forward 1, skips 1.5. Flip it back, another 1, skips 2. We're going to keep it on single for now, and I was able to type all the keys on the keyboard in one line because this has Elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch. The usual standard is 10 per inch, so this is a little bit smaller and you can fit more words on a page. So on this next line, I'm going to type a sentence in red. To switch from black to red, you just flip the switch all the way up on the right side here. This switch here, if you have it in the middle, it prints black, top portion of the ribbon. If you have it all the way down, it doesn't print anything. If you have it all the way up, it prints red. Very well manufactured machine, very comfortable to type on, and the design is really popular in the color too. To pull the page out easy, just flip the switch on the right side here forward, and it unlocks the rollers, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like cardbound copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. We're going to flip this back to the middle, so we print the top portion of the ribbon. And if you have it all the way down, the ribbon vibrator doesn't go up at all. So you can lift it up and it goes up in the middle, just enough to print the top portion of the ribbon, and it goes up higher to print the bottom portion of the ribbon when you have this switch all the way up. So the concept of having it all the way down and not printing anything is to just print a stencil on certain paper. You can copy the imprint from that, and you don't need to waste any ink when you do that. Backspace on the top left works good. Shift on each side and the shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Further over on this side here, we have touch control, low, medium, and high. The farther high you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys, and they respond faster, but you just got to hit them a little harder for them to print. When you have it on low, you don't have to hit the keys as hard from the print. Pop the hood open. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left side, so it's pulling to the right. Clockwise, if you want to switch the direction, you just move these holders here, these little forks, to the opposite direction, and it'll start pulling to the left. That works good. Snaps back in with these two little connectors, just like that. Make sure you don't bend this, because if you bend this, the keys can get stuck on them sometimes, so you just got to be careful with that. Tab is called column on this, so you hit the column, it stops at each tab that's set, and as you can see, it'll go slamming all the way to the end if you don't have the tab set. So we're going to clear that tab right there, and now we're going to set one towards the middle by hitting this right side button like that, and it stops at that spot. And we're going to keep one right there just in case it gets hit again. It just stops there instead of going all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. That works good. Margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that locks the keys so you can't type over each other. You hit the margin release and it allows you to get past that block all the way to the end of the platen. That works good. Carriage release on each side behind the knobs. Very smooth. And one more switch up top here. If you flip that forward, it'll disable the spacing when you turn the knob, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You flip it back. It's got those clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. Same concept with this little button on the knob here. You push it in and you can get to an exact spot on the page. Works good. That's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.